Oh, welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined, as always, by Johnny Venerable from home this time in Johnny's favorite place, my childhood bedroom. How are you
I
feeling?
was just about to say, when I see the medals in the background, I
Mhm.
see the basketball fathead by itself,
Yep, no
the
Steve
Steve
Nash.
the Steve Nash sticker on the wall. It's a good day. We are in transition. For those of you who don't know, we have a brand new spanking badass studio en route, but that day is not today. So Shane gets to join me in his childhood bedroom, and I couldn't be more excited. And I'm also excited, Shane, because we get to talk about your favorite team in the history of teams, the Seattle
Yeah,
Mariners,
we,
today.
we we do get to talk about the M's today. Also, if you notice right there, that's actually Dustin Pedroia. I have no idea why I have a fathead of him. And then Tim
For the Red
Lincecum.
Sox?
Yeah, and then Tim Lincecum is over here. ASU. I think that's why my parents got it for me when I was a
He
kid.
went to ASU?
He did go to ASU.
Damn.
All right. Well, let's get away from my bed
No,
room and
I
let's
want to
talk
be in it.
let's talk let's talk about some Mariners baseball. Obviously the term chaos ball has been adopted by not only fans but also themselves. They tweet about it all the time, and it happened again last night. If you weren't able to watch the game, it was late. I had something special happen though, because not only did I bet on them, but I parlayed them with something. And Jacob Franklin, our own extraordinaire producer, is usually the guy that gives out like for sure home runs for the
Yeah.
Diamondback, and he wasn't around. So I asked Derek yesterday. He said Christian Walker. Christian Walker went deep in the only run for the Diamondbacks. So I parlayed that with the Mariners -1.5. I was watching that game. I was driving home last night, listening to it on the radio with the MLB app, and oh my God, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. The Angels completely threw it away. So I cashed a nice $5 profit boost to win about like $100, I think. So it was a good night. It was a good night for me last night.
Well,
Devin Booker in the chat saying, "Oh, the Yankees, what a shame." Yeah, D-Book, I feel that. What a shame.
Yankees 2-8 in their last 10. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But the Angels are the biggest disgrace in Major League Baseball, but I'm going to bet on them today. I'll get to that here in a little bit. But last night was a microcosm of what I think is a Destiny-esque season for the Seattle Mariners. Right now, Shane, if you don't know this, you're not a true fan, so you may not. They're actually leading the wild card by half a game.
Half a game
over Tampa and over Toronto, and it would be in your best interest if the Yankees got their shit together so they could beat up on those two teams. And then Baltimore, I mean, like, how can you not love what's going on in the American League with Baltimore has no business being competitive. They're hanging around the Twins, the White Sox, who I think have a negative run differential. I've told you since the post of the All-Star break, I'm in on the Mariners making the playoffs. I'm gonna go ahead and say you were correct in your thinking. I think you had an over/under of 88 wins, so they're right at that. So it'll come down to the month of September. You absolutely love to see it, but last night it was less about the Mariners, in my opinion, more about the Angels just being
100%.
a dumpster fire. I mean, I saw a tweet this morning that perfectly encapsulated that series in the ninth. You have to try to be that bad. That's like high school level throwing the ball around, incoherentness. That organization, that's ownership issues, and that is something that new manager, new scouting department, whatever, that can't fix. Like that trickles all the way down from your management, your leadership. And if I was an Angels fan, I'd be very sad.
Yeah, they have been wasting talent and burning money there. No surprise. Obviously, you brought up the Yankees. They just can't score runs. They've now gone 18 innings without scoring a run. What do you see there? Is it just bats going cold, or
I think there's something to be said. We talked about this a couple of months ago. Like, did they peak at the wrong time? Yes, they were on a historic pace. They were going to win like 120 games. Of course, they weren't ever going to win that many. But now, I mean, the Houston Astros, which everybody hates even more so than the Yankees, have a better record. Again, 2-8 in their last 10, still have a run differential somehow of almost 200. But I mean, you look at, they became too Aaron Judge dependent. I think they got worse at the deadline when, in all actuality, they probably would have been better off standing pat. I mean, they gave away a very competent pitcher to the St. Louis Cardinals. They took on a bad contract with Harrison Bader, who's not going to be ready until late September. Here's the biggest thing, though. They got like 6 weeks of ridiculous play from Matt Carpenter, 36-year-old Matt Carpenter, who has just been shit in the second half.
Yeah.
He's on the IL right now. That was never sustainable. And we should have already knew that. Like they should have been counting their blessings, thanking their lucky stars that they got 15 home runs, 37 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.138. Like that's insane for somebody who hasn't even had half those numbers in the last couple of years. So I think it's just a culmination of the rest of the team is struggling. Judge is not hitting like he once was. And then Carpenter, that was an outlier. So I still think clearly there's no way in hell that they don't win this division. But like I could definitely see them being a one and done team in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned the Cardinals. You like them tonight.
I
And you also
do.
like, I don't know. We'll just get to it. Johnny, what do you like tonight?
So my sweet baby Redbirds are finally getting their shit together. They took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers the other day. Albert Pujols just looks like a freight train from hell. I knew he would be after dominating in the home run derby. 2 bombs the other day. You love to see it. You love to see the Cards money line today. They're going to beat up on this Colorado Rocky team that actually took 2 or 3 from them last week. The Cardinals were going to remember that. They're at home, not playing in that bandbox in Rocky Mountain High. So take the Cards money line -2.5. I also love the Angels today. I'm going to tell you why. Anytime you're embarrassed like that on national TV, anytime that, everybody's laughing at you like Shane and I are and the rest of the baseball landscape, it's on Sports Center. People think you're a joke. You will come out and play inspired baseball. I really do believe that. I know that's not what you want to hear as an M's fan, but I think the Angels get the W today. They actually hadn't been playing terrible before that loss last night. I think they were 4-6 in their last 10, or in their last 6. They'd won 4 games. And then lastly, the Rays. We mentioned it. The Yankees, they can't score until they do. I'm going to take the opposing team. I'm going to phase them, and I'm going to take the Rays +1.5. You can even take the Rays money line. I wouldn't hate that either. So feel pretty good about my bets straight up today.
Yeah. Don't let the -230 scare you in baseball. $23 nets you $10. Go ahead and do that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And there are also a lot of other things. There's one thing I saw today that I really like. They have daily specials. So like highest scoring team, any game over whatever. Today, there's a lot of good pitchers, I feel like even the Mariners game, you're sending out Robbie Ray against who's pitching for the Angels, Suarez, I believe. So and Merrill Kelly's on the mound. Like there's a lot of good pitching matchups, and we'll get to the one that's insane, the Astros and the White Sox in a little bit. But right now in the DraftKings Sportsbook app, one of the daily specials is any team to score 11 plus runs in all of the games. So any team, not combined total. Yes is -320. No is +260. Throw $10 on that, get 26. I love that. So I'm taking that today. I know one team can explode at any given moment, but that's just a little nugget for you. You can get those all at the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. When you use that promo code PHNX when you sign up, make your first deposit, get a $1,000 risk-free bet instantly. Throw it on a future, throw it on one of these specials. It's just a good time to bet on the MLB. They're giving out so many parlay boosts and so many odds boosts. I just woke up this morning, got 100% odds boost, threw it on the Phillies, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It's fantastic. So go ahead and do that. But yeah, promo code PHNX this week only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. Talked about the Phillies briefly. 100% profit boost turns -115 into +170, I believe. So you're getting plus money on that if you have your profit boost. I love them. The Phillies are one of my favorite teams to bet on. We know this. But today they're at the Reds. I mean, come on. They're -190 on the money line. I'm taking -1.5. It doesn't matter who's pitching. They're playing the Reds. So give me them all day. TJ Zook is on the mound for the Reds and Kyle Gibson for the Phillies. So give me that all day. And then you talked about it. Seattle at the Los Angeles Angels, over 7.5. I'm taking that to the bank. I agree with you. I think they're going to play a lot better today. Robbie Ray's on the mound, though, for the Mariners, so we will see. But 7.5, I think, could easily be close by these two teams. And then Houston at Chicago at the White Sox. Verlander, Dylan Cease, both have sub-2 ERAs. Only the third time in MLB history since like the 60s that two sub-2 ERA pitchers that face each other. I love this matchup. Hammering the under. When an under is that low, or it's only at 7, take that. -115, hammering that. Love it. Love my mustache brother, Dylan Cease, taking his over strikeouts today. We'll get to that in my props in a little bit. But first, Johnny, you got a bomb you want to talk about, huh?
I do. Nolan's going to go deep today against his ex-team. He went deep in Colorado. He hits the shit out of the Colorado Rockies. I think he has some ill will toward that organization. So The Cardinals are going to roll today behind Nolan. Nolan made 2 bombs today. We'll see if Pujols is in the lineup. If Pujols was in the lineup, I would be tempted to, as his pursuit for 700 bombs continues, I'd be tempted to dabble on Albert. But Nolan and Goldie and Albert Pujols, I mean, you got to feel good about where you're at if you're a St. Louis Cardinal fan. This team screwed around for 2/3 of the season, and now they're finally getting it together. And really, Chano, I look at the Dodgers having probably peaked at the wrong time, like the Yankees. I don't think that they're the same kind of pitching they've had in years prior. I mean, it's just really the Mets, and I don't buy the Mets in the postseason. It's just like any other franchise that has too many skeletons in the closet, too many monkeys on their back, and I would take my chances with the Cardinals if they were to get hot and continue to play hot into October.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also got a bomb for you, Mr. Julio Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday. His second plate appearance, he hit a home run, then it was called off, and then they reviewed it, and it stood as no home run. Barely snuck before the foul pole went foul. I think he hits it tonight, plus 330. And then, as I talked about, my mustache brother and Punch Out Poppy. I don't know if that's not his nickname, but it should be somebody's nickname. I'm going to start calling him that. Punch Out Poppy himself, Dylan Cease, over 7.5 strikeouts, plus 125. I think we get a pitcher's duel in Chicago tonight. I'm fired up to watch this. This is going to be a fantastic game against Justin Verlander. So give me that all day, plus 125. Big fan of that. Tempted to make that my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week, but we'll save that until later. Remember, we got division previews coming up the rest of the week. I think we'll go with the AFC South. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. Keep tuned in on Twitter. But as Johnny said, we were moving yesterday. We're going to be in the process of moving this entire week. So no better time to drink a beer than after moving when you're a little bit parched. We did that yesterday with 4 Peaks.
You sold the last wow.
Yeah, I took the last Joy Bus wow. Enjoyed it in the office, in the MD office that was. And then we enjoyed some Burrito Express, and both of those are fantastic partners for us. They both just get you energized. So if you need a refreshing beer, head over to 4 Peaks, get that. But remember, you got to be 21 or over to drink it and enjoy that responsibly. And then Burrito Express, one of my favorite food places in the Valley.
It's fantastic.
The best burrito. Yeah, the best burrito in town. A lot of the PHNX employees popped their Burrito Express cherry. Daniel Ngata is doing an autograph signing in Tempe August 20th, and he's bringing Ladarius Henderson, Mateo Ortiz, Omar Norman Lott, Elijah Badger. I think Chad Johnson Jr. might be there, so definitely head out. It's going to be a good time. I know I'm going to be there.
Can I give my best endorsement for our burritos yesterday? They were not greasy in the slightest. They did not make you feel gross afterward. I was very active for the rest of the day, and too many times you have a big burrito and you're just done. You go into a burrito coma. You don't feel good. I felt great after my burrito yesterday.
Yeah, and a lot of us had the breakfast burritos, which I am such a big fan of. You can get those anytime. They serve them all day. So head over to the Tempe location. If you're down there for an ASU football game, maybe pregame with some Burrito Express, then pregame with us, because we're doing a lot of tailgates down there. So make sure to keep it locked in on our Twitter at PHNX_sports, at PHNX_Sun Devils, and at PHNX_bets. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. If you can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. We'll be back tomorrow, every Monday through Friday at noon, right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. And yeah, peace, love,
and Paul Goldschmidt.
No, and Punch Out Poppy, because that's a nickname. It's a real thing.